Kali Linux installed, let me just give you an overview of the system as a graphical user interface. So what Kali is, what's the structure of the file system, and we'll be also talking about some of the basics apps that we are going to use. So as you can see, this is the system bar where you can see your process similar like our Windows. Then we can use this one. So this one is for your network configuration. You can click in here and see all of the network information in here, your IP address, your gateway IP address, your mask and everything. So in here you can choose to select your and see your notification. In here you can see date and time. You can lock your Kali Linux machine using this button, and then you can log out, restart and shut down all your machine by pressing in here. So in here, this is our application menu. So Kali Linux has over 600 nearly, and most I would say that pre-installed for penetration testing, and these all apps are for this penetration testing for to discover. So each program has this unique flexibility and use case. So Kali Linux does extreme job of separating these useful utilities into these categories. Like in here you have like all of those categories from information gathering, vulnerability analysis, web application analysis, and like forensic, post exploitation, and all of those. Into all of those there have lots of separated tools to use, as you can see. Then these are the settings, and then in here you can see all of those application, and in here we have see, as you can see, you have recently used application similar like in our Windows bar. So all of those can be found in here. So this here to restore the minimize window. So if you just click here, it will just minimize all of those. And then here, this is our document or like my folder tool. So in here you can access desktop, document, download music, pictures, videos, even you can create folder, open terminal, all of those in here. So this is our text reader, which is a simple text editor, and this is our built-in Firefox, and this is our terminal. So you can use three types of terminal in here. Like this will be without the root terminal, which will be the basic terminal. Then in here you can use your root terminal, that will mostly use this root terminal, and in here you can also use PowerShell. And this is our workplace. Like you can have multiple workplaces in here, like just you can do multiple work, like you can check this one and simultaneously. So you can do all of those in your different workspaces. So as you can, as similar to our Windows. So as you can see, three different workspaces has the three different softwares. So you can use three different way in this. And then this is our shortcut, and from home menu you can see all of those similarly like in here. And then this is our file system, similar like our in Windows, which is the C program. So in here you can have all of those important folders and files in here, like temporary user, var, root folder, all of those. And some of the folders that in here need root permission, like in here, as you can see, you cannot open, but if you open this folder as root, as you can see, then you can access all of those folders and you can go anywhere in this file system. And then so these are all about this file system. Then this is our shortcut. This is the trash folder, similar like our in Windows and Mac. So this is our shortcut. You can create any shortcut if you want, similarly like we use in our Windows machine. So that's all the basic. So these things you don't need to actually worry about these, because these are all of the shortcuts. As you can see, these are the bridge adapter, all of those information will be shown in here. So don't need to worry about these icons. So this is all about the basic graphical user interface of Kali Linux machine. So now I would like to show you and give you the upward view of the Linux terminal, which is this one. So let's open our Linux terminal as our root. So the terminal is a place where you can basically do anything you want on this operating system, and then you can run any program. And to run any program, you have to use certain commands that are associated with the action that you want to do. So the Linux terminal is very powerful, and it basically allows you to do much more than the graphical interface. A lot of programs that were going to use the graphical interface, but most of the tools don't have any graphical user interface, so you have to use this command line interface, because the command line interface is just much easier and it is also quicker. And in many scenarios you will see in the future that, like an example, like you might just get an SSH or a command prompt on the target computer. Therefore you need to know about this command in order to able to do whatever you want to do on this computer for a penetration testing or its security. So learning the command prompt or learning how to deal with the command prompt is very important. So we are going to be using it for the basic user case. So for now I'm just going to give you a very simple overview and how to use it, and I'll be talking about more of these features. So it is going to be become a much easier for you. So let's talk about our basic command line interface. So first, is gonna be much easier than running through the graphical user interface, and it is very simple. As you can see, you just have to type any command in this result and it will display in the text. So let's first use a very simple command, which is password. So in this command, for security purposes, you are advised to change your password from your default password to a password of your choice, so that you can do commands. So you can do this by typing just password, then another simple command is ls, which is the list of their directory. So which is the directory of our root. So if you go to our root folder, you need as you can see, we are just have a one simple file in our root directory. So this is similar like dir on Windows. So this will list all of those files in here. So now let's talk about another command, which is pwd. So as you can see your working directory by simply running this command, which is pwd. And also we talked about listing directories, and so let's talk about listing hidden files. So for you to list all the hidden files and non-hidden files in the directory, use ls minus LA. So as you can see, minus ls minus LA command, since LA command will display all of those hidden files. As you can see, there are lots of hidden files in here, but when you visit, there were only one files. And you will notice that some of the files name has preceded with a dot. These are the hidden files and that cannot be seen with GUI or graphical user interface. And changing directory, you can just changing directory to just cd downloads, or you can use any folder that you want to use, like you want to use command line interface on like our Python project. So just open terminal here. As you can see, this will go to this terminal, because as I am on root, so that's why I cannot go to this download. If I was on so that's the directory. Then accessing internet browser, you can just simply access internet browser by using this command. So as you can see, you can open Firefox using this Firefox command, and to be able to access the internet, you can just simply type Firefox or Chrome that you have installed. To create a directory, you can use a command like mkdir, which is making directory new. So we created a new directory in our folder, which is root. So let's open root. As you can see, we created a new folder. So this command followed by, so this will be the folder name that you want to name, so you can change anything you want. Then like adding a text into a file. So how we can edit a text into a file? So let's just type echo hello. So this echo keyword as the word code into the files that is started, or just to display the word if the file is not stated. So we created a new.txt file, and into this file we will have a hello text. So let's just visit to our root directory. As you can see, new text. As you can see, we have created a hello into this file. So that's how you create a or add a text into a file. And you can also locate file by using simple locate command, which is locate, and you can just locate anything like just I created. So let's create our new.txt. So it located new.txt, which is in our directory folder, because that's why it is, because I am currently on a root directory. So then you can like display content of a file. So to see the content of a file, you can just use cat command, and then you use the can to rename the file that will display the content, which is like anything. So you can do anything in here using the cat command. So another one is find your IP address. So to find your IP address, just type ifconfig and it will give you the IP address and all of the network information from this machine. As you can see, my machine IP address is this, MAC address is this, so and this is our Ethernet or wired network name. So it will vary from machine to machine. So that's how you use all of this. So that's all of those basic command line interface using this terminal. So that's how you, and that's all about this CLI Linux basic.